What's up, everybody? What is going on? Hey, Lisa, what's up? How are you doing? Adam, Aaron, what's up, everybody? Claire, we got everybody coming on. Colby, Lindsay, Coulter, what's up? How are you doing? Kim, what is going on, everybody? Thank you for joining. Um, what's going on, Colby? Hope everything's going well your way. Hey, let me since everybody's dropping those comments in, let me know how each one of you are doing. Kim, Colby, Lindsay, Claire, Adam, Aaron, Lisa, how are you doing? How was your day? Welcome to the Q&A. I've been trying to do this probably maybe on like a quarterly basis because I want to be able to answer you guys' questions and answer any questions that you may have. So basically how this will work is everybody that comes on, I mean, I'll basically start with the very first question and we'll just get rolling from there. Adrena, thank you for joining. Cheryl, thanks for joining. Aaron says doing an Oasis research. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope this is a heck of a lot better than an Oasis research. Oh my gosh. I remember what those were like, Aaron, and my goodness. We need to get you. We'll get you doing your own mobile practice soon enough. Cheryl, I'm studying school. All right. Well, some of you are studying. Some of you guys are doing boring things like an Oasis research, like Aaron. So give me some questions. Fire away. I want to be able to answer whatever you guys want answers to. That's what we're here to tonight. And honestly, I love this because it brings up all kinds of different things. And I just enjoy answering questions. So shoot away. Like anything that may be on your mind about concierge PT, cash PT, whatever the heck it may be. For those of you that have practices, what are some situations that have come up recently that you didn't know how to deal with? Whatever it is, shoot them my way, and I'd be happy to answer them. Claire, 2 new clients this week in first workshop. Nice job. Awesome. Oh, Belisa, you posted a bunch. Okay, let me go look at those. All right, I'll start with this first one. Tips for recruiting clients on social media. Good question, Kim. So we'll start with that one, and then Belisa, I'll look at some of your questions. I see them now. So Kim, tips for recruiting clients on social media. Here's the first thing: is we have to be on social media and actually providing value on social media to get clients off of social media. And I'm really glad that we started with this one, Kim, because this is one that I get a lot from not only my coaching students, my mastermind students, but then also other people that ask me these types of questions on a regular basis. And here's the thing. Anybody that is getting clients on Facebook or on Instagram will tell you that they've been putting in the time and they've been putting in the effort. Here's where I would tell you to go. And Kim, I don't know exactly where you are on the social media, and that's okay. But I think here's the advice that I would give that will help everybody is basically I would first find out what it is that your client that you want to see truly wants. I would find that out first. I'd find out their pain points and why they would actually want to see you. And then I would start distributing content about that. I would start distributing content that talks specifically to their problems, their goals, everything related to them. If we can get content out there related to them, then guess what? When we get people that comment on your social media posts, then this is your job. You get people that comment on those social media posts, you get good engagement, then your job is the follow-up. So basically from there, following up through direct messenger, talking with them and then also starting conversation with them. No sale has ever been made by not having a conversation first. And so this is guys, listen up. This is the reason why so many people are having trouble with Facebook ads. Because if nobody knows who you are, nobody's coming to Facebook to buy. Like, I want you guys to think about this. Nobody comes to Facebook saying, yep, I'm gonna buy something tonight. I'm gonna get on Facebook. I'm buying something tonight on Facebook. Do any of you guys do that? I know I certainly don't. I come on Facebook because I want to engage socially. And so you have to understand that, is that people come on Facebook to engage socially. And so you have to engage them socially with organic posts. And then if you are into the Facebook ad game, which, hey, I think there's nothing wrong with Facebook ads. We run them now for my concierge physical therapy coaching. They're great if you engage people socially and you give value to people. But if it's simply just asking, to get on your schedule or for an evaluation or whatever it may be, that's when people have a lot of difficulty on Facebook ads. I know your question was not Facebook ads, Kim, but that's basically the process that I would take. Figure out exactly what they want, deliver on that, deliver value and content that speaks to their problems and the issues that they're having. And then once you get people to comment on it and you figure out that they're possibly a good fit for your practice, then you direct message them and you start a conversation with them. So Andrew, Amanda, Katrina, Robbie, Sharon, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it. You've been hitting the gym? I've been trying, actually, man. Like I ran all the time when I was in Colorado. Obviously, Colorado's beautiful. I ran all the time, and now when I came back, I don't know. I've got nothing better to do but lift, and in my free time, and I'm enjoying getting back into lifting, actually. So yeah, appreciate it, man. But Kim, hopefully that answered your question. I'm gonna go, before I answer some of these, Cheryl, I'll answer yours in a second. Let me go to Belisa. Belisa, I'll start with your bottom question there. In your book, you mentioned you see both concierge and per visit patients. How do you determine how many of each to stay busy? Do you see the concierge people consistently or on a as needed basis? So that's a good question. As of this past week, I contacted Jordan, who took over my practice in Denver in Freedom Physical Therapy. He just relayed to me that we are 100% memberships now. 100%. So we did a great job transitioning, but we are at 100% membership now with Freedom Physical Therapy, and I could not be more excited for him. So now, Belisa, the answer would be we're 100% membership. So that's how our schedule is filled. But before, the last 3 years, really, it's probably been 70% membership, 30% per visit people. And so I think for those of you guys that know me, I'm a really big proponent of giving people the plan of care they 100% need and explaining and showing them how and why that's needed. Because us as practitioners, we've got to be able to give people the whole plan, the whole grand plan to get them better, not just bits and pieces of that plan because we're worried about their finances. We've got to give them the whole plan and then give them what they need to make a decision, right? And so if you're buying, let's say, if you're buying a computer, computers are expensive, right? It's kind of like this. You're buying a computer, you're going to want to get protection on that bad boy. You're going to want to get a case. You're going to want to get some other things. And typically, you're sold all those things because you want that computer to last, right? We want their bodies to last. We want our results to last. We've got to give them the full package, man. If that's 12 visits, then that's 12 visits. But we can't say, hey, I think I can fix this in about 4 because we're worried about telling them too many visits and we're worried about their finances. if that's the case, we're gonna miss out on getting our patients better, and we're gonna miss out on money in our business too, which are both bad things. Like, we want to get our patients better, number one, but then also we want to be good business people, right? We want to run a profitable business. And so in order to run a profitable business, we have to tell people exactly what they want. And Belisa, if they want to come on membership, then they're offered to come on membership at a reduced rate, or they can go per visit. That's basically how it's done. So they can pay $175 per visit, or they can pay at the drastically reduced price of $125 per visit for the membership. And so I hope that answers your question there. Let me get to Cheryl, because it looks like you got a few questions, Belisa, and I'll get back to those. Cheryl asks, here, I'm going 90 miles an hour, so let me get a little sip of some bubbly. Oh my goodness. Okay. Cheryl, when going into the community and getting to know other local business owners, concierge MDs, etc., also offering to have them on my podcast, how do you go about them not getting back to you or taking a while for them to figure out their schedule? After a while, do you just move on to someone else and check back in at another time? Good question. Good question. See, this is why I love doing this, because I get fired up by these questions. Really good question. The answer is, I'm going to answer that last part first, and then I'll answer the first part, Cheryl. The answer is, heck no, you don't move on. Don't ever move on. If I can teach you guys from this one call, persistence is the one thing that will get you somewhere in life. It will lead you to success 10 times out of 10 if you have persistence. So when going into these offices, these concierge doctors, whatever it may be, and I don't hear back from them, which happened from about 6 out of the 9 concierge doctors in Denver, I just consistently follow up throughout the year. Consistently follow up. And I've told this story before, but I'm going to tell it to you guys again for those of you who haven't heard it. But I have a doctor in Denver. We'll call him by his first name, John. I reached out to John 5 different times in the course of the year. I smashed my finger moving, so I don't want you guys to think I just have some gross black finger. I smashed it while I was moving from my desk. So anyway, we'll just call the guy John. I reached out to him 5 different times throughout the course of the year. The first 3 times he never responded back to me. I continued to follow up throughout the year, tell him that I really was interested in what he was doing and that I really wanted to set up a meeting with him. And eventually I finally set up a meeting with him, and it was almost exactly a year from first reaching out to this guy that I got my first referral from him. 1 year. Now, it took a lot less with other doctors, but I'm telling you that, Cheryl, and I'm telling you guys this, that the game of business is follow-up. That's the whole game. And if you can actually get yourself in a system of following up with people, you're going to be looked at differently in the marketplace, and you're going to have people eventually actually respond to you. So that would be my response to you, Cheryl. Robbie, good question. So define membership. Okay, so define membership. I'll basically get into this a little bit more. Cheryl says I thought you were doing an accent nail. Heck no. It's a black, nasty fingernail that my wife makes fun of now. But Robbie, define membership. This is basically what it looks like. They are on membership with us to where they have to pay us on a monthly basis. Now they can quit their membership at any time. That's fine. They never do. But in order to be on membership with us, that gets them the $125 visit rate. And they have to, the only requirement is they basically set their schedule on the first of every single month, and they pay us upfront for all of their visits for whatever plan of care that we have set. So if I have set that they need to be seen twice a week, then they're basically setting out those visits, making it work with the schedule, and then they're paying upfront for those 8 visits at the beginning of the month, which for 8 visits at $125 is they're paying $1,000 for that month. So that's the membership. And so we have about 12 people consistently on membership with us for the practice in Denver. All right. Good questions so far. Guys, give me more in the comments. I'm going to go back. Belisa, you had some other ones. So I'm going to go back and answer one of those. Well, one question you asked, Belisa, was how often should we reach out to leads? This is a person-by-person basis, depending on the quality of the lead. But I think there is nothing wrong, especially if somebody 100% ghosts you. I think there's nothing wrong with reaching out on a weekly basis until that person responds. Guys, I'm going to be honest. This is the world that we live in. We live in a world where people would rather just ghost you instead of actually just saying no. And so here's my rule of thumb, is I'm going to consistently follow up, even if it's to the point of me feeling like I'm a little bit annoying them, just to at least get a no so I can move on from that person. But when I have a lead, Belisa, which for me is usually like business owners and stuff like that, I'm just reaching out trying to find out more about them and trying to see if we could find a time to hop on a phone call to learn more about them. And so it's not really it doesn't come across too annoying because, hey, I'm just being persistent and trying to learn more about you. And that's how it comes across. And so that's why a lot of times it works out with a lot of the leads that I reach out to, is because people are just busy. And lots of times they may see something, they're like, it doesn't require my full attention right now. I'll put it off, and then they put off your email, then they forget about it. And then it looks like to you that you just got completely ghosted. And so you can't take that too seriously, and you can't take that too much to heart. It's just the world that we live in. People are terrible at follow-up. Terrible, 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 terrible at follow-up. And so if you can actually learn to be good at follow-up, you are going to stand out in the marketplace just simply because of that. So I hope that helps. Kim, good question. Kim's asking some really good questions. All right, Kim's next question is your process to sell a membership. And so this is a loaded question. I'll say that first, Kim, because I have an entire process that I take patients through. I've basically created an evaluation process that leads to a sale in my practice. But here's the thing. I can't get into all of that right now, but I'm going to tell you this. This is basically the process. We have to figure out exactly what the emotional reason is that patient is seeing you. And we can't be afraid to dive deep to figure that out with that patient, even on that first visit. Sometimes I feel like I told this to one of my students today that's in my coaching program. Sometimes I feel like almost like a psychologist on that first visit. I sit there, I want to listen to them, and then when they tell me what they have going on and why they want to see me, I help them to dive deeper to really truly figure out why that's a problem in their life. Then when I figure that out, then I take them through basically the phases that I have set. Well, this is after I do the evaluation. I'll take them through the phases that I have in my practice, and then I'll explain to them how this plan of care is going to get them to that emotional reason that they just told me that they wanted. So it kind of comes full circle in one evaluation. And so that's the short version of the process. It's very kind of calculated how I do it. And I want you guys to understand, it's not to trick a patient into a plan of care. There's no tricking. It's just helping a patient to make the right decision is all we're trying to do. Because I know, and I would encourage all of you getting to this point in your practices, is I know that me and Jordan, who just took over my practice in Denver, I know that we are the best options for them. Hands down, bar none. we are the best options for them because we will take the best care of them. We will show them the most compassion. We will not just tell them what they need to hear. We will work through their problems, and we'll actually help them to achieve their desired results because we've proven it over and over and over again. I know that Freedom Physical Therapy is the best option for them. And so I feel that we truly have an obligation to sell them on that plan of care, or else it should literally disturb us that they want to possibly go with somebody else because we're so bought in on what we're able to do for people. And so that's one key to sales, Kim, that will significantly help you as well, is being so bought in on your product that on your service for you guys, being so bought in on your service that it actually hurts you for that patient to not go with your service because you know it's the best option for them. Now, this does not mean that we get to a point of desperation in the evaluation and pleading. That's the opposite effect. Nobody's going to want to work with a needy person, right? But if it's coming from a place of genuine compassion and authenticity, they pick up on that when you're that confident in what you can deliver to them. So they don't usually know about your membership model until after the eval. Truth. Yep. 100%, Kim. They usually do not know about the membership model until I tell them that that's the best option for them. And so, Belisa, that also answers your question as well, is what we do is we tell patients what the best option is for them. Hey, here's the best option. It's not only going to save you money, but here's the reason that we set up the membership. We set up the membership because you're paying up front. You've got more skin in the game. That basically does one of three things. Number one, it creates better compliance with you because you've already got skin in the game. You're actually going to show up more likely for those appointments and not cancel. And then number two, since we've implemented this into the practice, we've seen better results with our clients. Imagine that. Better compliance, better skin in the game, better results. And this is exactly how I explain it to my patients. Then number three, I just tell them straight up. To be quite honest with you, I've been in business for 3.5 years, and this is just simply a better business model for my family and I. It's exactly how I tell them. I tell them the exact truth. And they 100% always, like all of us, always respect the truth, right? When you can truly tell that somebody is telling you the authentic truth, we always respect that. We always do. And so that's how we go about it. But usually, Kim, they do not know that we do memberships before their evaluation. Good question. Hey guys, is this helping so far? Let me know in the comments section, and shoot any more questions my way. I'd love to answer more. I'm going to answer one of Belisa's from our Concierge PT group. She said, what do we do after a wellness fair? So Belisa, obviously you're answering that because I saw that you just got done with a wellness fair. And so after a wellness fair, if you're doing things like that and you're setting up tables at 5Ks, 10Ks, or wellness expos, different places like that, the game after a wellness fair is first you have to design something creative to where you can get their contact information, Belisa, which I think you did. And then number two is it's just a pure follow-up game from there. You're gonna get people that don't answer your call. You're gonna get people that don't respond to your email. You're gonna get all of that, but it's a pure follow-up game from there. And so it also significantly helps to have like an email sequence that you can put those people into, because that can help to continue to maintain the relationship over time. But I think it's best to create a follow-up system for yourself to where you can consistently follow up with those people, to not forget to follow up with those people. If you consistently follow up with those people, Belisa, at least a few of them are going to eventually become patients. Because I want you guys to understand this. I want you guys to understand this part. Is not, and this is a big part for all of us physical therapists to understand, is not all patients, when they come to you, are ready for physical therapy. Not all patients are in the exact spot in their life where they feel like they're ready in physical therapy. So we have got to have a follow-up system with patients and leads that we get so that we can consistently follow up, or else we're actually missing out on a huge percentage of patients who just simply aren't ready to be in our service. But if we just consistently follow up, then we actually have a way for them to continue to stay in contact with us and stay in our world, keep us on top of mind. And then when they're ready, then they come into the practice. That's how you start to have consistent flow of patients into your practice. Like I've said before, most people always think, most practice owners out there that are struggling always think that it's a get new client problem, when I truly believe, from the amount of people that I talk to on a regular basis, the majority of problems stem from it's a not follow up problem. It's a not taking care of the current patient's problem. It's a not providing other services to our current clients problem. It's a not taking care to the best of our ability those current clients and having things like continuity programs and other things that they can maybe go into and stay in our world. It's not having follow-up systems to stay in their world. It's not being disciplined enough to simply even have an Excel spreadsheet to have patients on that you can consistently follow up with. It's a lot of those problems, and it's honestly easiest to say that it's a get client problem lots of times. Now I'll say this, for a lot of people, when you're first starting, it is a get client problem. But I think that lots of those other problems are really, really prevalent as well. So, all right, Eric, thank you for the question. Going to take care of steps 1 and 2 of the 10-step checklist to start the mobile concierge practice. Started this Friday. Good job. Good job. Did you do both steps on 1 and 2 on LegalZoom? So what Eric is talking about is steps 1 and 2 of the 10-step checklist. If any of you guys want that, reach out to me and I will send that to your email. Just send me a good email and I'll send that to you. But basically, step 1 is to get your LLC, your PLLC, basically your article of organization for your business in place. And then step 2 is to get your EIN number. And so, no, Eric, what I do is step 1, go to your Secretary of State website to get your LLC or whatever it may be in place. And then step 2, go to the irs.gov website and get your EIN tax ID number in place. Good question. Eric, do you get a lot of patients' family friend referrals? So that is, Eric, yeah, that's primarily how our business has continued to grow, is we get people in to the practice, whether that's through word of mouth, whether that's from concierge doctors, whether that's from other patients, but the majority of our practice has grown because of word of mouth referrals from current patients who have family and friends who then see us and then love seeing us, and then they stay on board with us. So yeah, that's probably the majority of our practice is through family and friend referrals. That's why it's just so important to create that amazing relationship with that patient and their families. Going to catch the rest of, no problem, Aaron. Man, have a good rest of your night. Let's see if anybody had any other questions. One last thing that Belisa asked another question on our Facebook group, and she said, how can we create our own info table? Do we need a permit, or can we just pop up anywhere? I've seen this talked about a little bit on social media. I think maybe you're talking about like at a park or something like that, just setting up an info table. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna need a permit. I don't want any of you guys to get like pulled over by the by the cops and for them to say, what are you guys doing? I think you would need a permit for that. I've never just done a pop-up info table, to be honest with you, Belisa. So I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I'm not really sure, but I think you would probably need a permit. I don't think you could just pop up anywhere. But there's plenty of places, guys, like networking with other businesses, doctors, asking them if you if you could set up, a table at their place of business one day, asking them if you could offer, free stuff one day, free evaluations, whatever it may be. There's plenty of things that you can do just creating relationships with other people. But Lisa, I know that you're really close with your church. I would consider continuing to use that resource and set up info tables there whenever necessary, whenever they allow you to. But I would probably say that more so than just the random place. If that answers, hopefully that answers your question. But Christian, Marlene, Tom, thank you for joining. If any of you guys have any questions, just go ahead and drop them in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer them. And then also, for those of you that are watching live, and then obviously the ones that end up watching on the replay, give me a hashtag live, give me a hashtag replay for those of you that are watching on the replay. Because I want to know who watches it, and let me know if you have any questions after this as well. But I've got a little bit more time, so if you guys have any other questions, shoot them my way. I'd be happy to answer them for you. One more thing. While I'm waiting on some questions, I'll talk to you guys really quick about this. David Bailiff and myself. David Bailiff, if you guys don't know who he is, he's another physical therapist who has a very successful mobile concierge practice in the Arizona area. But he and myself have a live event called the Ignite Weekend. And at the end of this month, the last weekend of this month, we have our last event for the year in Frisco, Texas, which is actually close to where I am now. And we teach on just so much information in one weekend, and we'll personally coach you guys through how, basically, we want you to come out of the weekend with having the blueprint for a very successful mobile concierge practice. And so we are doing that at the end of this month. So this is just kind of a shameless plug, guys, because again, I know how much we can help you. It's in Frisco, Texas, and we've got a limited number of seats because we only allow a certain number of people to each event because we want to keep it small and intimate, and we want each person that comes to really have personal one-on-one coaching for that weekend. So it's an absolutely incredible weekend. If you're interested in that, reach out to me. Basically, we have a house that we'll be hosting it at. Basically, all lunches, dinners, all of that are included. You would just have to figure out how to get yourself to Frisco, Texas, and find a place to stay as well. But man, it's going to be such a fun weekend. Such a fun weekend. We did our last one in San Diego and just had so much fun with the people that came, and just got so many breakthroughs with the people that came, and they really walked away with a lot of knowledge, all of the knowledge that me and David together have on really growing a successful mobile concierge practice. So if any of you guys are interested, either drop it here or let me know. So Amy's live. Aaron asks, all right, I'll get a question in. Any advice or words of wisdom for someone grinding away, getting started in their career with mobile cash PT aspirations? Any advice or words of wisdom for someone grinding away, getting started in their career with mobile cash PT aspirations? Good question, Aaron. Good question, man. Yeah, here's the thing. For anybody starting their cash practice, I want you to understand that you guys are here in this group for a reason. You guys are here because you're interested in starting your own practice, and you're interested at escaping the current healthcare model. You're interested at becoming, as I like to call it, an uncaged clinician, right? And I think the biggest problem that people have is sometimes it takes maybe a little bit longer than they may think. A little bit longer than they may think to have success. It took me and my practice a good year to find success. But here's the thing. I would never take any of that back for a heartbeat. it is so unbelievably worth it. And I want you guys to truly understand, is a year of being a little bit uncomfortable worth it to have a lifetime of happiness and success in your career and having true happiness? I say this because, guys, I talk to so many people on a regular basis, so many people. I love talking to different PTs. I've talked to ones from Canada, Kim, from all over, from Australia, from all over the place. And the common denominator is there are so many PTs getting to 15, 20 years in the profession, and OTs, 15, 20 years in profession, and they are just so freaking burnt out. They are so freaking burnt out. They're so sick and tired of what they're doing. They wish they would have made a change a long time ago. So here's what I have to say to all of you, no matter where you are in your career, is there's never been a better time to start your own practice. A mobile concierge practice is the cheapest practice that you can possibly start. And for me, it was the only way that I could have possibly found freedom and actual happiness in my career. So, Aaron, that's what I would say to anybody that is aspiring to be a mobile cash PT practice owner is, if you've got the same dreams and aspirations that I did and a lot of people do in this group, then just understand that 1 year of being a little bit uncomfortable, is that worth a lifetime of freedom and happiness? Guys, I mean, one thing that I'll say again, I've said it in my book, I'll say it again, is we have the opportunity to actually create a full-time practice and work basically part-time. Work basically part-time and receive and give 100% better care and actually truly get compensated rightfully for what we do. Get paid 6 figures for working a part-time job. Would any of you guys take that? Give me a hands up emoji if any of you guys would take that. That's what's at stake. That's what's at stake, okay? So Kim, I'm feeling a lot uncomfortable right now. Hey, maybe that's a good thing, Kim. Because honestly, oh, you already quit. Well, good for you. You already quit. You quit your real job in April. Congratulations. Everybody give like a little hand clap to Kim as well. A little hand clap down there. That's amazing. And it's a grind right now, and it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, right? And honestly, I'll tell you this, Kim, that's actually a good thing, because I have truly learned that I cannot grow as a person or as a business owner unless I actually get uncomfortable. Guys, I just sold my practice to a good friend of mine in Denver, Colorado. I moved with my family on a whim that we were doing the right thing for our family back to Texas. And now I am a full-time business coach. Do any of you guys think that might have been scary? I just dropped basically nearly half of my income to go all in on this because I believe in it so much. I believe that I can truly help people to do what I was able to do in Denver. And it changed my world. It changed my life, those 3.5 years in Denver. My wife is now in a position, we have a 9-month-old son named Hudson. She is now in a position where she can stay home with our son. She was never in that position before when I was a staff physical therapist. But now with the success of Freedom Physical Therapy and with the coaching as well, but just with Freedom Physical Therapy, she was able to leave her job and be full-time at home with Hudson. That's amazing, guys. Like, I would have never been able to do that if I had stuck with the staff PT role and stuck it out like a lot of people say they're going to do. I'm just going to stick it out. I'm just going to stick it out till retirement. I'm just going to stick it out because the benefits are good. I'm just going to stick it out because it's a steady paycheck. I'm just going to stick it out, but on the inside, you're unhappy. And it's affecting your relationships. It's affecting everything in your life because you're unhappy with what you're doing with your career. You don't feel like you're making as much of an impact as you want to. You feel like you're just a documentation master. You feel all of these things, and you're not getting the fulfillment. I'm telling you, it was the best thing I've ever done. And so that's what I would tell. So Kim, it's a good thing that you're feeling uncomfortable right now, because that is how you are going to be able to grow. It's very scary. It's very, 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 very scary. Like, it's very scary doing your own thing. But I promise you, Kim, like I 100% promise you that you're going to look back on these times right now, and you're going to say for the rest of your life that these were some of the best times of your entire life. I can 100% promise you that. When my wife had to pick up an extra job when I was trying to start my practice, and we were barely squeezing by with our income in Denver because it's really expensive to live there. We were barely squeezing by, and when friends would ask us to go have a drink on the weekend with them, and we would have to throw it on a credit card because we were embarrassed to say that we didn't have the money to pay for it. We were in a spot where we literally didn't have any money. Zero. None in the savings either, guys. Zero. That's scary stuff. But we grew so much as individuals, in our marriage, and as business owners. And that would have never happened unless we actually decided to get uncomfortable. So that's what I would say to you, Kim. So, all right, Amy, I'm going part-time and giving up my benefits, but I can't wait to be my own boss. Boom, let's go, Amy. Let's freaking go. Let's do it. I love it. Cheryl, I'm going to a fundraiser put on by a well-known dance company in New York. The fundraiser is so they can have PT while on tour. I'm going to meet the dancers so they can see my face and get to know me. To the people that I exchange my contact info with, what can I do to engage them in a unique way after the event so that they can possibly consider me for PT when they are not on the tour? This would be my simple advice, Cheryl. Do not make it about you. Do not make it about you. You will make the most impact on people when you meet them for the first time if you do not make it about you. I think we all have a tendency as PTs to really try to show people how smart we are, try to show people how much we know, but you will make the most impact on someone if you truly and honestly are authentically and genuinely interested in them. I would make the entire conversation about them, the entire thing. Ask them what they're doing on tour, ask them about their dance, ask them about their experience so far, ask them about what their aspirations are, ask them about, what they like, what type of dance they like to do, ask them those questions. Cheryl, I think you know dance better than I do, so I don't know the types of questions, but ask them those questions, engage with them, and make them the center of attention, and you will walk out of there with a lot of names and numbers. And then if you make them the center of attention and you really, really engage in good quality conversation with them, then it doesn't feel awkward at all to say, hey, Katie, let me get your contact info. I love what you're doing. I love what you're doing. And I would love to be able to continue to follow up with you and stay in touch with you. Could I get your information, your email and your phone number so that I could continue to follow up with you? Would you be okay with that? Then it makes it really, really seamless and easy. That would be my plan if I were you. All right. Uh-oh. Frozen computer. Oh. Heck yeah, Amy. There you go. JT, what's up, man? Long time no see. I just got to see this guy, JT, in Denver over the weekend. He's part of my mastermind group. So awesome getting to know you better in person, JT. You're an awesome dude. Everybody follow that guy and watch what he is doing, because he is going to be a big name in physical therapy. I can promise you that. Follow JT Dolkarian. Get his signature before it's too late. Hey guys, any other questions? Comment below and let me know. I'd love to answer them for you. Somebody said something about come to Canada, visit Canada. Oh, that was you, Kim. I would freaking love to. That's amazing. I've only been to Whistler in Canada. I'm a big skier, and Whistler, Kim, the best skiing I've ever experienced in my entire life. Way better. I'll say this, and this isn't even painful to say. Way better than Colorado here in the States. Whistler is incredible. So I would love to check that out. Will you be at CSM in Denver? That's a good question, Amy. When is CSM? Isn't it this month? I remember seeing that, and I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to come. Let me check real quick. It's a good question. CSM Denver combined sections meeting. I've never been to a combined section meeting. I'll tell you guys that. No. It's February 12th through 15th in Denver, Colorado. I will actually tell you this on here, Amy. I'll be there. I'll be there. This is why I counted it off. Is I missed the signups to be a speaker there. I wanted to sign up to be a speaker there so badly, and share what I know, but I missed the freaking signups. So I kind of like stopped paying attention to CSM. But I would love to just come there and experience CSM and get to meet some of you as well, and meet other PTs, and try to inspire some other PTs as well. So February. Cheryl, you're not missing anything. Just go to SSPT. I know that's what I hear. That's what I hear as well. But I still think I should go, because this is my thing, Cheryl, is what if I could take somebody that's kind of just like, what if I could take just one PT that I could find there and help them to see the light? What if I could just help them to see the shining light and say, hey, this is what is actually out there in physical therapy. Don't listen to the bubbos. Anyway, sorry. I love it. Amy, I'd be happy to meet up. Knowing the dates now, I'm going to put it on my calendar. I'll be there. I will 100% be there. But KPTA would love to have you also. Amy, let's talk. I'll message you now, or I'll message you after this live, because I'm about to be up on time. But heck yeah, I want to talk to the KPTA. I've never even been to Kansas before, so let's go. Let's go, Kansas. I'd love to. Kim, CSM is combined section meeting put on by the APTA every single year, and this upcoming year in 2020, it's in Denver, Colorado. So combined sections meeting. Yeah, put on by the APTA. So Amy, I'm gonna message you. That would be awesome. I'm at a point in my life as well where the next big step for me is I want to start speaking more to PTs, because I think there's just so much that's not known in our PT profession that I wish I would have known when I came out of school 7 years ago. When I first came out, I knew nothing, man. And I think they did a really good job in school of teaching what they needed to teach. But I do think that part was lacking to at least give us a little bit of understanding about what to expect when you come out of school. And not to talk about the profession negatively. That would not be my goal. My goal would be to just expand people's knowledge. And so I'm kind of at the point in my career where now I'm a full-time coach. I'd really like to do more things like that. So, well, Kim, hey, if you're not familiar with the American APTA stuff, fill me in on the Canadian PT stuff, because I'd love to get to know it as well. And I would love to be able to come to Canada sometime and be able to share what I've been able to learn with this model as well. Yeah, let me know more about Canadian, because I actually just spoke to another Canadian on the phone yesterday, and she was so much fun to talk to. And it was like lots of the same problems that us in the U.S. are going through with physical therapy. And so I think it's the same problems across the board, across the world. I've talked to people in Australia that are having similar problems as well. So, let me know more about the Canadian PT stuff. We want. Amy says we want a cash model speaker. It's in our strategic plan. You'd be great. We have a lot of PTs curious. Cool. Well, I'd be happy to talk to you about it and see if I'd be a good fit for you guys. I at least have one speech that I did at SSPT Live that I can share and let them know what I'm like as a speaker too. So that's even better. But I'd be happy to talk with you, Amy. I think that'd be awesome. Obviously, I get really fired up about this stuff, so I'd absolutely love to. We'll see if it fits in with what the KPTA would like. So, but anyway, guys, you guys have a good rest of your night. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much for engaging with questions. I hope that was helpful for every single one of you that came on. Thanks for coming on live. For those of you that come on replay, give me that hashtag replay and let me know any questions in the comments, and or reach out to me directly and ask me any questions. And for any of you that are interested in the Ignite weekend, reach out to me. Me and David are gonna bring the freaking fire that weekend. That's in 1 month. We provide so much information, it's ridiculous, to be honest with you. And that is in Frisco, Texas in 1 month. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know. I'd be happy to give you more info. See you guys. Have a good night. And video.